Um, Welcome everyone to Digital Collage with zine.cafe. We're here with Dave Parker from zine.cafe. The link's in the chat, or it'll be in the video description if you're watching the recording. Um, we're gonna be talking about digital collage.
Yes. All right. Woo. Good morning, everyone. My name is Day. I'm going to be giving some really quick, brief tips on how to do a digital collage. And the approach that I've been implementing into my own practice is trying to replicate that hand-torn look that I think is one really cool, like aesthetically pleasing, but it also mimics the process of going through different forms of media, finding things that catch your eye, and creating an entirely new message with those pieces of media. Some like housekeeping things. Feel free to interrupt me. Leaf is going to be help monitoring the chat. But feel free to unmute and just chime in if I'm going too fast or if there's anything I can be doing to make the presentation more accommodating. Totally happy to do that. Okay. Well, let's just dive in, shall we? So today's flow, I'm just going to give a super brief introduction. I'm going to walk you through some different places to find visual materials. If you want to follow along, I just dropped the slides in the chat. And also I have like a kind of a starter kit where I have a resource guide that will go into even more depth of what I'm going to be covering today, as well as some custom brushes that you can use in different programs to replicate that hand-torn effect. And so you can access that through the slides that I just shared, or I have a bit.ly link, and that bit.ly link is going to be on all the following slides. So after we go over finding materials, I'm going to introduce you to Photopea, which is a web-based Photoshop alternative. It's free to use and won't require any downloads. If you do want to use the custom brushes, that will require a download. And after I walk you through that and kind of give a tutorial, I have a little fun activity so we can all get some practice tearing out images and creating a collective collage together. Totally optional. And then after that, I'll just close and open the floor up for questions, or folks in the room might have more experience than me. And so I'd love to hear any tips or reflections from the workshop. Okay. So who's leading this? Who is this person? Who is Day? I am Day Parker. I use they, them pronouns. I'm based out of Southeastern Michigan. I'm a PhD student in art education. And as Leaf mentioned, I'm a founder of zine.cafe, which is something like a startup. It's an initiative that a colleague and I have started to create more educational resources for making zines. If that's something that interests you, feel free to reach out or visit our website, zine.cafe. Next, why should we be making collages? Collages have become one of my main artistic practices as of late. And I find it a very accessible art form, accessible in the sense that no experience is really necessary. And actually, resisting the perfectionist tendencies that so many of us as artists have, this is a great format to kind of let loose and have fun playing with different materials. And sometimes it can be really surprising and fun with what you create. I also love collages because they can be subversive. On some of the sites that I'll share with you, there's going to be like old magazines that are outdated, to put it lightly. And through collage, we can subvert the messaging of how media portrays different communities and use it to actually build ourselves up. And lastly, it's free with a little asterisk. The resources I'm going to be sharing today are totally free. And also, if you're doing physical collages, it can be a cheaper art form to make, especially if you're doing it digitally. All right. And again, if you have any questions or reflections, feel free to chime in. But also, I understand it's a morning, so it's a vibe. Okay, so finding materials, probably one of the most fun parts of making a collage. When you're starting to make a collage, you made a decision creatively of, okay, I think I have this idea that I want to express or an idea I want to communicate, and I want to do this through collage. You might start thinking of what type of materials might be helpful. Do I want pictures of scenes of nature or a certain animal, different themes or color palettes? That can be helpful to have in mind before going in and searching for visual materials. But also, I have a lot of fun just browsing through the magazines and letting a theme emerge from what I'm finding, and you know respond in a reflexive and reflective way of what's speaking to me in the moment. When it comes to actually finding the images, there's so many different options for finding open source images that you have full creative license to use and reuse and redistribute. Two that I've listed here are Pexels and Pixabay. Those are great for like stock images or larger nature scenes and also different textures. But probably my most favorite place, and it's a hidden gem if you haven't explored it yet, is the Internet Archive. Wow, what an amazing place. They have terabytes and terabytes of old magazines scanned that you can freely access and make use of. I will note though, a lot of what you come across on the Internet Archive is copyrighted material. So do with that information as you may. But you also have free use to repurpose materials. This link here for the magazine rack are different collections of magazines organized by theme. But you could also, if you have a magazine in mind, you can use its search engine. You could be like, I want a Nintendo magazine from the early 90s. You can search that up and browse from there. And as you're browsing the magazines, flipping through them, you can either download those images or take a screenshot. Um, if you really care about having the quality, I'd recommend actually downloading the PDF and working from there. And another tip is as you're collecting images, you might want to start organizing them by these broad themes. Um, this will help you when you're making the collage, but it's also a way to develop a collection for future works too. The way that I've been organizing my collage pieces are with themes like people, nature, animals. If I find some really uh, funny text or interesting typography, I might also have a different folder for text. And if you have any other places that you like to find either old magazines or materials for collage online, feel free to drop them in the chat. Share your resources with us. So you have a growing collection of collage materials that you're like, okay, I feel ready. Let's start making something. The the next couple slides, and I'll also go over to Photopea so you can kind of get a walkthrough. You can do this on Photopea, which is great if you don't want to pay for any software. But the tips that I'm going to be sharing today, you can also use on Procreate if you like working on a tablet, or if you have access to Photoshop or a Photoshop alternative. Generally, the same steps will apply. Important things to keep in mind, though, is you want to have a transparent background when you're saving those torn out images so that you're able to layer them without obstructing anything. And to do that, it's important to save it as a .png so you can maintain that transparency. And lastly, don't worry about perfectionism. One of the reasons I love collages and I love zines is it can get us out of our head of wanting something to be perfect. So it doesn't have to be pristine or perfectly torn out. Go for sloppy, work quick, and um, you'll be in the flow of making something. And the sooner you can get into that flow, the better. Perfect. Okay, so I have a couple different methods that you can use when using Photopea or an alternative. The most easy way and approachable method is to just use what's called the lasso select tool. On Photopea and I think Photoshop too, you can just press the L button on your keyboard and it will automatically select. And from there, you just trace out the image and it selects it. And from there, you can cut and paste. You can also, depending on the image and the quality, you can use something like the magic wand tool, where you just kind of click the thing that you want to tear out and then it's selected. If you want a quick way to remove the background, so if you have a whole magazine page and you just want a certain image within it, you can do the lasso select or the magic wand select and invert the selection. I have the shortcut here, Shift Control I, that will change that circle to be selecting everything outside the circle. And then you can just hit delete and it's removed. And ta-da, you have a torn out image ready for your collage scene. This is, I highly recommend like just doing this as a quick way to process images. But I'm about to go into the more advanced method, which is still really not that difficult. But find what works best for you and your style, and yeah, have fun with it. So let's look at how do we do the advanced version. Really, not too hard. First, you're going to need some custom brushes. In the digital collage starter kit that is linked at the bottom of the slides, I have a small collection of different torn paper brushes, and there's also some masking tape brushes as well. In the wider digital collage guide that you can find in the starter kit, I have linked these free brush packs that have dozens and dozens of different torn paper brushes that you can use. And I think there's other free resources out there that you can find with Google. So you load those custom brushes and you're going to select the eraser tool. The shortcut is E. Once you do that, you want to make sure that you have the torn paper brush selected, and um, the size for these brushes are really big, so you might want to make it a little bit smaller or whatever works for the images that you're working with. And you can rotate it and adjust it as you need. And from there, you just kind of start clicking, and almost magically, the background will be removed and you'll have this really convincing torn edge around the image. From there, you just kind of repeat steps 3 and 4 until you're satisfied. And you save it, and you can start using that on a zine template and go from there. Okay, so now I'm going to actually walk through these different steps. And let's see, I have a picture of my cat. This is Peppermint. Um, and this is with Photopea. Let's do the simple version first. So you have your file, a transparent background, and to do the lasso select, you just press L, and you can circle around the cat. Command Shift I to invert the selection, and then hit delete. And then, hey, I can use this in a collage. There's different options for the lasso select tool, and you can have these feathered edges where it looks smooth. You could also do something a little bit more stark and harsh. But let's try a different lasso select. There's also the polygonal lasso select. This can also mimic the kind of torn look, or like cutting it out with scissors. For the polygon select tool, I know it's kind of small, but what I'm doing here is just kind of cutting around my dear cat. And you can get as close. You can also do something like jagged.
Day, we have a question in the chat. Julie
Yeah.
asks, is this something you've ever done on your phone or always on a computer or a tablet?
Oh, I haven't tried this on a on a phone. I believe that Photopea is usable in a phone browser. Um, and there's also like different apps you can download that allow you to edit images in this way. Um, so though I don't have personal experience using it on the phone, I have done it on a tablet and a computer, and I'm I wish I could say with certainty that it's possible to do on your phone, but I'm fairly sure that it is possible. And you would just follow the same steps. Um, Later on in the workshop, we'll have a chance to collaboratively practice together. And during that time, I can see if I'm able to make it work on my phone. But good question. And thank you for asking. Are
Oh,
there
thank you.
are there any other questions?
Mm, Um, no, I don't think there's any other questions in the chat right now.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Well, keep them coming, y'all. Thanks. I was just showing the polygonal selection tool, and this can give you these edges like you were cutting with scissors. And yeah, you can put this in a collage. Oh, I don't know why that happened, but yeah. Okay, so this is like the more simple approach, pretty easy. Let's try something that gives that more authentic, if you will, torn edge look. So using Photopea, once you have some custom brushes downloaded, which have the file extension .abr. You're going to select the eraser. And to select different brushes, you go up here. And to load your brushes, you do this load.abr.
Did did I hear you right earlier that you said you can only do this? This is the part you can only do if you download it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah. Um, the custom brushes do require downloading. Um, but if you want to still kind of practice the technique, you could use any other eraser brush. Once you have that ABR loaded, you can see here, I have a lot of different ones, but I made a smaller pack for you all. You you might think about the different shapes of the image that you're trying to cut out. Select one of these torn paper brushes. And here this is a really big brush. Like, oof, peppermint got deleted. Uh, you can adjust the size up here. See what feels right. Usually in my approach, I I think of like the four sides I'm going to tear out. And so I make it big enough to like tear out a significant portion.
Oh no, good moment.
Yes, I know. We have to be careful. And as you work around in Photoshop, it's easier to rotate the brushes. This is like one caveat I found about Photopea. Um, you have to open up the brush, and then with this circle, you can rotate it. Let's see. I'm gonna go down this way. And different brushes might help in different ways. Like these long patches. You can also affect how the orientation is. Can also, instead of just like tearing it out like this, you can go down to the point. And okay. And then you just kind of clean up the edges. And depending on the how big you make the brush, the torn effects will be pronounced in different ways. And if we zoom in, you can see you even have this like little transparent edges here, transparent torn edges that once you put it on your collage and start layering and print it, it looks um, it looks just like you were actually tearing out images. So with what I just walked through right here, we covered how to do this with the lasso select tool. You can also do the magic wand for images with like very distinct backgrounds. And also this more convincing effect of using torn paper brushes. One other little tip I'll give here, oops. Also within that little custom brush pack, I have masking tape. Really big. this is totally a personal preference, but while you are, getting your images ready for the collage, you can add different effects like drop shadows to make that layering look a little bit more distinct. But something that I've been doing in my practice is adding tape around the edges. So it looks like these were actually torn out and taped to the page. To do this, instead of using the eraser tool, you're going to go and use a brush. And here I have one selected. And you can choose a different color. Let's do magenta. Maybe make the opacity a little bit lower because you know how masking tape is a little bit transparent. And select a layer. Oop. Oh, the magenta went away. But here we can start adding these different tape effects. And you can make the tape bigger or smaller. In the brush pack that I gave y'all, I think there's like 3 different ones, but this is another resource that if you look up, the website is called Resource Boy. They have a pack of like tons of different masking tape textures and different shapes and different sizes and widths and lengths. So you can make every single piece of tape look unique. I'm just admiring my cat right now. I'm like, where is she? Okay, so now you have an image ready to save. Another tip I'll give while I'm thinking of it is if this is something that you think you're going to do a lot more of, you can keep copies of like the originals, just like the scanned pages, and then save separately these torn out, ready to add to the collage, because sometimes you might want to have different shapes or different effects. But if you keep that organizational system, like I mentioned, you'll always be ready to make a collage and have the materials at your fingertips to actually make something happen. Cool. And also, I meant to do this when I was talking about finding visual materials, but I'll go ahead and show you what browsing the Internet Archive looks like. Here's a collection called Magazine Art. They have it organized by themes, which can be really helpful, especially if you have like a subversive concept in mind. Maybe you want to critique capitalism and advertisements that we are so often exposed to. They have like advertisements for tobacco, which you really don't see in printed media anymore. Food and beverages that you can cut out. I have a lot of fun just exploring, and I hope you check it out. And also, the Internet Archive is just a very valuable resource today when like information is being targeted and deleted. In the bigger resource guide, which is linked in the starter kit, I have some like specific magazines that you might check out. Some great ones are like National Geographic from the 60s and 70s, really great textures and images. With the context of like, this should be recontextualized, this should be subverted. Vogue is another great one. You can also find plenty of early queer magazines, which can be really inspiring for your collage. And I also have linked some like yikes magazines, which are like, yikes. These you want to be careful looking through because they can be kind of discouraging, but also for the sake of the art form can be really generative to making compelling collages. So check those out at your own discretion. You can also find stickers, like scanned stickers on the Internet Archive. So yeah, check out this collage guide and see where it takes you.
I have a question.
Yeah, what is it?
Cool. I downloaded the app and I downloaded the brushes, but I missed or can't figure out where I load them in.
Sure. Are you using Photopea?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so to do that, either select the brush or the eraser, and there's this option up here, this little drop down arrow. This is for selecting different brushes. And then there's this arrow. It looks like a drop down menu arrow.
Okay.
And
Yep, I see it. Load
load
it.
APR. There it is.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Photopea, it doesn't upload the brushes. It kind of like hosts the brushes in your browser's cache, like not to be too technical. So once you load it up once, it'll generally stay there ready to use until you clear like your cookies or whatever. Yeah. And this is also the menu where you can choose the size, the orientation, opacity. Yeah. And Photopea also supports pressure sensitivity. So if you are working on this with a tablet or some sort of screen that supports that, you can experiment with that as well. Okay, so in this like last half or so of the workshop, I wanted folks to have the chance to actually practice this while we have time and work together. And you can, work with Photopea or another application of your choice. And yeah, so I'm going to put on, I'll double check with Leaf. I was thinking of like putting on some like lo-fi music in the background and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, cool. And this will just be a chance, and also kind of like maybe a nice way to start your day. Start by making some art. So this is a chance to maybe browse the magazine rack on the Internet Archive or one of those like open source image searches. You can also use Google Images too, for what it's worth. I will say, like, coming across AI generated images is like becoming more and more frequent. Which yeah, that's the whole thing. And here on the slides, and then also in the starter kit, I have linked this Google slide. And this is a place to kind of show off what you find. I don't really have like a set theme or anything, but if you find anything that's like, it's giving queer, like, yeah, put it in here. Oh, one note, just kind of a caveat, another caveat with Photopea is it doesn't seem like you can cut and paste from Photopea to Google Slides. So you'll have to like save the image and then upload it to Google Slides. Sorry if that's like a little bit of a hassle. But yeah, I'm gonna put on some music, and we can all collectively, explore, tear out. Maybe you'll find something surprising in a good way. But before I put on some tunes, I wanted to check in again if anyone has any questions, or if you have experience with either applications like Photopea or making digital collages, I'd love to hear that too.
Hi, Day.
Hello.
I have the Photopea up and I've got an image loaded into it, but
Yes.
I can't figure out how to get to like the cutting sort of tool that you're
Yeah.
using to cut the image out.
Yeah, with like the torn paper effect.
Any effect.
Any effect. Okay, got you. Okay, so I'll walk back through starting with like the lasso. The lasso here, it's, at least on my end, it's like the third from the top. Or you can just press L on your keyboard and it will select it.
Perfect.
And I'll also go through, oops, bye-bye. And to do that torn paper effect, you're going to go to the eraser, which is the shortcut is E. And if you have the brushes loaded up, you can select one here. There's a couple different options. Choose one, get it to the size that feels right. Let me pick. And yeah, then you can just start. Oops. Oh. Then you can just start trimming away. Did that clear things up for you?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, y'all. If anything else, any challenges or questions, I am totally happy to help or walk through things again. But at this point, I'm going to put on some tunes and we can start adding to this little collage together. Perfect. Let me put on some music. Is the music working when I'm muted?
No.
Oh.
You have to change your screen share settings to share desktop audio.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here we go. Is that working now?
I'm not hearing it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yes, go ahead.
How do I make the background transparent when I save it?
To a couple things are coming to mind. One, when you're cutting out the image, you want to make sure that there's a transparent background to begin with.
It looks transparent to me.
Yeah, it has like this like checkerboard
Yeah.
pattern. Then the next thing to consider is saving it as a .png.
Okay.
If you do something like a JPEG or I think a GIF as well, there won't it doesn't maintain that transparency.
That makes sense. I did save it as a JPEG, so.
Oh, that might be it. See if the saving it as a ping resolves it, but if not, we can like continue to troubleshoot.
Yes, it works.
Yay! I can't wait to see what you did.
You understand me? I know you understand me.
Oh, this collage is looking great. Ah, I love it.
I have an announcement.
Yes.
I just added my cat to the collage, and it's his birthday.
What's their name?
Koosh. He's wearing sunglasses.
Wow.
He's
so
12 years
dapper.
old today.
Happy
Wow.
birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
That's awesome.
Yes, I love seeing the cats. I love the slow boat. Very cool, y'all.
I have to hop off, but thank you. This was really, really cool, and I'm gonna use it all the time. Thank
That
you.
means a lot. Well, thank you for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Amazing. What a beautiful collage. And thank you for contributing to it. We're gonna start kind of winding down. I've really appreciated sharing space with everyone. Before I go into the closing, um, any last questions or or reflections, or maybe some other tips or resources you feel like sharing? Okay. Well, if you want more zine making resources, visit Zine Cafe. And there's a contact email on there. Feel free to reach out. I'd love to see the collages you make, or if you want to share zines or trade zines, don't be a stranger. I love to connect. Um, and yeah, thanks again. And I hope this was useful. And yeah, I'm wishing everyone a happy Saturday morning.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing, Day. You shared some really awesome and valuable resources. And this recording will be up on our YouTube, and I'll share it in the Discord server for people who are there. If anybody missed the first part or they're joining us later. We have some more events today. I think our next event is at noon, and that'll be Marta Salusi will be doing her vendor live tabling event. So I hope you guys can make it out for that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.